This is KGW News at noon.
That is our top story starting today. The city of Portland getting serious about removing problematic homeless camps. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nina Melhoff. Since the pandemic started, the city has scaled back sweeps like these, partly to slow the spread of COVID. Before the pandemic, the city was removing 50 camps a week. During the pandemic, that number dropped to 5 a week. Now the city has a priority list to decide which camps to focus on, and they include those with 8 or more structures or tents, also camps with untreated sewage, extreme fire risk, verified reports of violence or criminal behavior, and sites that block access to sidewalks and paths. Warren White is in a wheelchair, and he struggles to get to places like the grocery store because he has to veer around homeless camps, blocking the sidewalks in Northwest Portland.
Only thing I have is the sidewalks, but I can't do this when these people camped out on the sidewalk. And if you say something to most of them, they get upset and want to fight.
Does that mean move to a different spot? Does that mean they're going to help us?
That second person is homeless, and they worry the shift in strategy scares people who are living on the streets. It's not clear exactly how many sweeps a week the city plans to do moving forward. We will keep on this story. In a developing story this noon, Portland police are looking for the person behind the city's most recent shooting. The victim was found last night near Northeast 122nd and Fremont, but police say that person was shot somewhere else. They are expected to survive. We don't know yet what led up to the shooting. We do have an update from TriMet after one of its bus drivers was shot in the shoulder Saturday night. Police haven't said the circumstances they believe led up to this shooting, but say the bullet came through the windshield while he was driving the bus. There were people on board. No one else was hurt. That driver is expected to make a full recovery. TriMet saying their hearts go out to the driver and his family, and they appreciate the support he received from first responders. Police still have not caught the shooter. A Roseburg man managed to survive 17 days lost in the woods and was just found over the weekend. Harry Burley was reported missing May 7th. He had gone camping in the Tocatee area of Douglas County. Search and rescue crews found his car 2 days after he went missing. Well, last weekend, crews found what they thought was his campsite. And then yesterday, they located another one, and they found Burley nearby in good condition with just some minor pain. That Life Flight helicopter you see had to land to reach him and bring him to safety. Incredible, 17 days. All right. It may be a gloomy start to the week, but boy, we really do need the rain, everything kind of soaking it in. So let's check in with Rod now. How much longer are we expecting this rain to stick around?
Well, it's going to continue to be a wet, rainy day today. I still think most of us will just continue to see a solid overcast. More rain is coming. So far, PDX since midnight, 13/100ths of an inch. Remember, the goal today is to get at least 1/4 of an inch, and maybe we do more. But you can see the rain, while not solid, it's sliding up the radar from Seattle all the way down to Newport and down through Salem. We have been seeing more rain from Portland northward and less down to the south. Some heavier rain showers up east of Longview and up towards St. Helens, where you see the yellow. And then there's a disturbance down here just south of Tillamook, and Futurecast brings that rain inland in the next couple of hours. And as we go through the afternoon, we become increasingly unstable as a weak low starts to push inland. That means a better chance of seeing a heavy downpour, maybe even hear a rumble of thunder. So far, most of the rain has been on the gentle side. Here we are at 7:30 tonight. These are big, heavy rain showers moving through at that time. Temperature outside right now with cloudy skies in Depot Bay and downtown Portland, we're at 56 degrees. We'll be generally in the 50s throughout the day. My 7-day forecast coming up shortly.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you. New this noon, the Blazers announcing they'll be offering vaccinated-only sections at this week's playoff games at the Moda Center. The Blazers grab home court advantage in the series starting on Thursday, and they've worked out an agreement with the Oregon Health Authority to offer those sections. That way more fans can get inside to cheer on the team. The sections will be open to fully vaccinated fans, meaning at least 2 weeks have passed since they got their final dose. Fans will have to show proof of vaccination and they will still have to wear masks when not eating or drinking. Now, the Blazers still have one more away game before coming home. Game 2 is tonight at 7 o'clock in Denver again. The Blazers won the first one, 123-109. Well, Oregon's governor says all businesses, venues, and faith institutions in lower risk counties can now add the option of these vaccinated-only sections. In those areas, customers would not need to social distance, and the areas could be filled to capacity. But customers would have to show that proof, once again, they've been vaccinated. Already, if businesses were going to allow masks off, they would have to verify vaccination status. Washington, though, taking a different tact. Governor Jay Inslee announcing Friday businesses would not need to check vaccine status and could instead rely on the honor system. An order from his office says businesses should assume customers are fully vaccinated if they're not wearing a mask. This was the first weekend churches could allow people inside without a mask if they checked vaccine status. Our Tim Gordon checked out how local churches handled their guests on Saturday.
At St. Mary's Cathedral, it's a Sunday Mass with or without masks. The Archdiocese of Portland is not requiring them and is not following state guidance to verify vaccination at the door. This group outside attended a smaller baptism ceremony before the service. A young woman told us she's unvaccinated and was glad the church didn't ask.
I think that's right. I don't think places really should be able to require that and ask that of someone's medical history.
Other parishioners we spoke with were supportive of the church as well, but also prepared.
I think you take all the precautions, but I think it's up to the individual to decide which is the right thing to do.
I feel like you have to trust people. You know, it's just too much of a hassle to ask everybody to pull their cards out to make sure that they're vaccinated. I'm going to trust that they are.
You're going to trust me, you're going to wear a mask?
Yes. I'm going to be safe.
Inside, it appeared roughly 70% of the people were wearing masks, the others were not.
God be with you. And also with you.
Trinity Episcopal Cathedral has been streaming services online during the pandemic. And for the past few months has held in-person worship as well, gradually increasing the number allowed in and requiring masks and social distancing.
We've gotten really good at keeping one another safe. That's actually felt like holy work for us. Loving my neighbor is looking out for the safety of my neighbor.
Nathan LaRude is dean of the cathedral. He says there are up to 150 or so inside and following church guidance on vaccine checks.
We're under pretty clear instructions from our bishop that we will never police vaccination statuses. And so we don't police anything, right? Like you don't have to be a member, you don't have to be baptized, you don't have to be a Christian to be a part of the space. So it doesn't make sense for us to have that be a litmus test.
Again, the difference here, everyone wears a mask as they enjoy seeing a baptism at the front of the cathedral this Sunday. And as people look forward to filling this church, hopefully in a few weeks' time, and getting back to all of the traditions.
Just being able to sing together is one of the most powerful things I can imagine. And that's what I want my people to experience. Like, we have been without this for a long time, and we need it.
Tim Gordon, KGW News.